So prior to bugging off for Alaska, I was working for John Spellman. Then the King County executive went on to be governor of the state. Dixie beat him. Didn't endear me to all the Spellmanites.
Sure.
But and he was great. I've got no issues there. He was a great guy. But this is a point about the different times.
Sure.
Okay. So John was a Republican, but he was quote real Republican. John Spellman, Dan Evans, Slade Gordon.
Oh yeah.
All right. These guys were Republicans. They weren't morons.
Yeah. Yeah.
They were Republicans, right? They believed in conservative values, strong defense, minimal government intervention, freedom of choice, etc. Right? Authentic conservatives. Well, Warren Magnuson was our senior senator from the state. He'd been in politics since the 30s. He was getting on in those days, but he was chairman of the Ways and Means Committee.
Of the what committee?
Ways and Means, the most powerful committee in the Senate. Henry Jackson, the junior senator, was chairman of the Foreign Relations Committee. Oh. Okay, you didn't have any two more powerful senators in the freaking United States. Now, if the citizenry were smart, you wouldn't run anybody against them.
Sure.
Right? They're taking care of stuff. They're bringing home the proverbial bacon. They're shaping the country. They're shaping the world in some cases.
Yeah.
So they put up some, let's just call him one of these nutball Republicans against Magnuson. Now, the guy didn't have much of a chance, but here's how things were different. So I'm working in Spellman's office, and he takes me in there one day, and he says, okay, look, I know you're more inclined towards the Democrats than us, so here's what I want you to do. Come to work here in the morning, but then in the afternoon, you go work on Magnuson's campaign. Yeah. It was like that.
Yeah.
Okay. And we
Strategist.
did. Exactly. He's no fool. And so I did. And, of course, Magnuson won and so forth. And, then it was on and we did a bunch of city council races and then the famous Dixie. And part of that was my then girlfriend. Her father was Landslide Lenny Sawyer, Speaker of the House. All right.
Wow, it is.
Yeah. So it was politics was all around me. And Lenny was a little guy from Sumner. I do mean little. He was like 5'6". Basketball guy.
Well, you should say that because we played 600 tournament in Sumner.
Yeah. Well, that's probably where it came from.
Probably was.
Yeah. So Lenny would be your guy.
Yeah.
He was a basketball star. Right. Loved the game. Every time we go down there, every weekend, we had the hoop out. And we're always doing something out there, shooting hoops.
Yeah.
And Lenny was a character. He didn't like what he referred to as all those suits up in Seattle.
Okay, yeah.
So in those days, there was the closest thing Seattle had to a gangster was this guy named Frank Calicurcio. Yeah.
Sounds like a nice.
It sounds like a good gangster name. Frank ran card rooms, strip clubs.
Yeah.
Parking lot.
Speakeasies.
Yeah, all those kinds of things. And the feds were always trying to nail him. They just couldn't get him. And so he, of course, was buddies with Lenny. So I'm down at Lenny's house down here on Lake Tapps. And I'm a kid now. I'm 20 something.
Yeah.
And starry-eyed kid. And Big Frank, if you look up gangsta in the dictionary, you have his picture there. The big aviator sunglasses, right? Greased back hair, shirt down to here, belly.
Friend of yours is a friend of mine.
Hairy chest and lots of gold chains, gold rings, the whole thing. So we got and they're sitting outside and Frank's smoking his big cigar. And Lenny's like, yeah, come on over here. Meet Frank. So talking to Frank and Lenny's asking, well, what's going on? What have you been up to? I said, well, blah, 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 blah. I said, but look, I got a question. I know you guys are busy, but just, I just got a quick little question for you. I got some guy calling me up trying to sell me life insurance. I don't know anything about this. What do I need life insurance for? And before Lenny could answer, Frank goes with his cigar. He goes, kid, let me tell you something I learned in my business. Never make yourself more valuable dead than alive. You don't need no life insurance. Words of wisdom from Big Frank, right? Never make yourself more valuable dead than alive.
It's not a logic to that.
I got that. Okay. So I had lots of influences, wisdom sources in my life.